I'm Trevor Turner. Once lost, now living on purpose. I know what it's like to feel locked out of your own potential. This show is for the ones who are ready to take their power back and write a new story, 1 hour at a time. You can do it. You can do anything, and you don't need permission. That's why I started the free hour, to give people the space to change their story, to remind them you are not your past, you are not your mistakes, you are not done, you are powerful. You can find freedom, you can find yourself, and you decide what happens next. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the free hour. It's your boy Trevor Turner, and we're back with another video. We're actually back with a brand new series that we're going to be starting today called our Transformative Habits series. And in this series, Transformative Habits, we break down simple daily practices that can create long-lasting change. These are the types of changes that you can implement during your free hours, during your days, to change not just your day, but your life. Small, consistent habits that can transform your life step by step from the ground up. And these are things that I used to help me change my life, to help me change the way that I look at things, to help me change the results that I was getting, to help me change the way I felt about things, to help me change the way I felt about myself. And the very first episode is seeking wisdom. One of the things that a lot of people talk about when it comes to things like self-help, change, and transformation is seeking the wisdom of other people who have gone before us. Look, knowledge is learning from your own mistakes, but wisdom is learning from the mistakes of others. And here's the big question. How can seeking wisdom daily become the foundation of transformation and lasting success? Let's get into it. If I could trace my transformation back to one habit, I've already told you in the free hour, it was one choice, it was one thought, it was one turning point. But if I could trace the foundation of it back to one habit, it would be this: seeking wisdom. In prison, books, learning, talking to other people who had been through it and changed their mind and their livelihood and their life, that was my lifeline. 1 hour of intentional wisdom seeking can change a life, and I'm proof of that. We've gone over all the things that I've been able to accomplish, all the things that I've been able to do with myself differently now that I have this new mindset. We've gone over all of those things. We continue to go over all of those things in our series, like our 5 Years From Now series. I'm going to start vlogging. I'm going to start doing all of these things. I'm going to show you the things that I've been able to accomplish with myself. But even more important than that is the things that I was able to do to change what was going on in here and here. Wisdom is free, but ignoring it will cost you everything. Stick with me. By the end, you'll know how to build wisdom into your free hour practice. So what does seeking wisdom mean? What does seeking wisdom actually look like? It's not just reading every book you come across. It's not just going to the bookstore, going to the self-help section, the transformation section, the religious section, or autobiography section, and just picking a random book. It is deliberately exposing yourself to ideas, teachings, and insight that expand your perspective and sharpen your decision making. The only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. Wisdom starts with intentionality and humility. For me, reading is how I connected with my mentors when I couldn't connect with anybody. For me, was reading how I connected with mentors that I know I would never be able to have personal access to. For me, reading was connecting with people that I admired from the past, from the present, from ancient history. It was how I got into their heads. It was how I asked them the questions of, how do I live like you? How do I do the things that you did? How do I get the results that you got? Reading was how I got there. It created a new mental world for me when I didn't have the access to these people. It can do the same things for you. It starts with intentionality, and it starts with humility. It starts with knowing who you want to be, where you want to go, knowing that you're not there yet, knowing that you have a lot to learn, and then finding people who have been there and done that, and reading about how they did it. Reading about how they changed their mind, reading about how they started to feel better about life, reading how they got free of the emotional shackles of the things that they were going through, reading about those things, because you're not going to be able to ask your heroes about everything. It's going to be very hard to meet your heroes. Wisdom seekers are freedom seekers. What I was seeking when I was locked up was freedom. Seeking wisdom is how I got there. Every transformation starts with what you know and who you listen to. Wisdom seeking is foundational. Dr. Carol Dweck, growth mindset research shows people who believe that they can learn, improve resilience and achievement. If you believe that if you have the willingness to learn, if you have the willingness and the humility to know that you have so much further to go, and you know that you are capable of getting there, if you just seek the wisdom, if you just find the right answers, you know that you can start to get some of these questions answered in the right way. You can get solutions to your problems. That's how you will start to get there. Jim Collins, Good to Great. Companies that became great had leaders who sought truth and wisdom first. Wisdom reduces repeated mistakes. It speeds up growth and it widens your options. When you seek the wisdom of others, it's just this simple. If you see somebody walking ahead of you and they bump their head on something, asking them what they bumped their head on, asking them if they're all right, and they say, hey man, don't bump your head on this thing right here. Knowledge is waiting for you to go and bump your head on it yourself so you can learn from your own mistakes. Wisdom is learning from the fact that they made that mistake first. You don't have to bump your head to succeed in this life. You don't have to struggle to succeed in this life. You can simply seek wisdom from the people who did so you can avoid it. Wisdom multiplies your time because you don't have to keep relearning the same lessons. A lot of this time on earth by people who have come before us was spent learning the lessons that we do not have to learn if we just listen to the people who have gone before us. Who are the voices that you are letting shape your future right now? Who is it that you are letting shape your future right now? Is it random people on social media? Is it biased news media? Is it politicians? Is it people that you hang with? Is it just people to be funny? Is it people who you know don't know more than you? Or is it yourself? Is it that voice that has gotten you all of these results that you don't want to get, but you keep listening to it instead of listening to those who have the wisdom? So let's talk about how to build a wisdom-seeking practice. How do we make wisdom-seeking a daily habit? We got some practical methods for this one. First of all is intentional. Think about who you want to be and where you want to get to, and find the people who have got there. Find the people who have done that, and then read daily, even for 10 to 20 minutes. You can do it for an hour, you can do it for 30 minutes, you can do it for 2 hours, whatever you got time to do. And then journal your insights. Reflection creates retention. Mentorship, seek people who embody that wisdom. Learn from the people who have done it. If you don't have access to them, you read. If you do have access to them, you ask them the questions and you put it into practice. And then the one most important thing is that you teach what you learn. Research shows the protege effect. Teaching others increases mastery. If you learn something and you apply it and you try it in your life in instances and it starts to work and it starts to make sense for you and it starts to help you get better results, tell somebody else. Tell somebody else. One of the things that I found is that now that I'm working in this job that I'm working at, I'm a full-time, basically mental health professional. I am working at a place that helps people who have been incarcerated before. I'm working at a place for people who need to change their mind about things the way that I needed to change my mind about things. And that dealing with these people where they're at, talking to these people about the things that I found has helped me exponentially. Talking into this camera has sharpened my tool set up so much, but talking to them has made it even sharper. I'm sharp on all four corners when it comes to discipline. I'm sharp on all four corners when it comes to my morning routine. I'm sharp on all four corners when it comes to carrying out the things that I know I want to do and seeking wisdom. I tell these people to seek wisdom because I find wisdom and it works for me, so I give it to them. I see it work for them, so now I'm more excited about seeking more wisdom. Because iron sharpens iron. And it's not just the iron that's learning, it's the iron that's teaching as well. Iron sharpens iron. If wisdom stops with you, it dies. If it flows through you, it grows. Pick one practice this week. Read, reflect, or teach, and make it part of your free hour. So let's talk about wisdom as a long-term habit. Why keep this up for years? Why not just some weeks? Why not just a couple months? Till you learn what you need to learn until you start getting better results. One of the things for me is because it anchors my decision making. When I was at the very lowest, when I was at the worst, I needed to make certain decisions, and there was wisdom that I needed to seek that fit that part of my life. When I moved on to a different aspect, when I moved on to a different lane, when I moved on to a different space, I needed to find new decisions to make. I needed to find new ways to go about things because I wasn't in that same space anymore. This new space required new decisions. It required new wisdom, and it builds resilience. If you continue to go back to the well to seek wisdom, it gives you that inner peace no matter what is going on. It shows you that there is something for every situation that you could possibly come to. Solomon in the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun. There is somebody in this world, in this universe, who has gone through what you are going through, and I bet you they wrote about it. I bet you they made a video about it. I bet you there's a website with somebody talking about it. I bet you there's a Reddit post about it. I bet you there is something about what you are going through and the solution that they found and how they got past it and how they dealt with it. Seek that wisdom. And then it creates legacy. Wisdom passed forward outlives you. Everybody's worried about creating a legacy, but everybody's only worried about the material. Everybody's only worried about the knowledgeable. One of the things that I grew up with is my dad telling me, well, my dad told me this, and my dad told me that. The problem is that my dad never really told me nothing except what his dad told him, or that I was all the other negative shit he told me. I don't have the things that I can go ahead and tell my son, oh, my dad told me this, my dad told me that. And if I repeat that cycle, then there is no legacy. Yeah, my son will be able to have a little bit of money, but he will never be able to say, yeah, my pops told me this. My pops told me that. Even if it's just some stupid little story or some stupid little cliche, have something that outlives you. Have something. And that's wisdom. Your free hour today could create wisdom for your family, your community, and generations after you. Seek that wisdom. Seeking wisdom is the first transformative habit because it reshapes how you see everything else. And that's it. Like I said, this series is going to be a lot of shorter videos where we get in and out and talk about it. I didn't just survive because I was strong. I survived because I was willing to learn. I was willing to put my pride to the side. I was willing to see that the results I had gotten were not the results that I wanted. And you don't have to be at rock bottom to realize that you are not fully getting the results that you want. You don't have to be at the depths of despair to know that there are things that you could learn that will help you go about things differently, that will help you go about things better for your situation. And share this with someone who's ready to start seeking wisdom. Share this with somebody else who's ready to start seeking wisdom today. Comment down below what you're going to start seeking wisdom in. What one of your mentors or what one of the people that are your heroes that you're going to go back or that you've already read or thought about reading their autobiography or the things that they've done in their life. Comment down below and let me know how that goes. Comment down below and let me know how seeking wisdom has shaped your life. And that's it. That's been your boy Trevor Turner, and this has been our first episode of our Transformative Habits series. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep seeking wisdom. Deuce.